This week I'm driving the 2022 Cadillac CT5-V Blackwing. Previously on the channel, we had the most powerful Cadillac ever built, the Cadillac CT5-V. Now we've got the fastest Cadillac today with this CT5-V Blackwing. Just a quick reminder, you know, back in the day, the V badge was the ultimate version of a certain model for Cadillac. Just a quick example, the ATS-V or the CTS-V were the most powerful of the ATS or CTS. It's not the same case anymore. The V is not as powerful as before. We have to step up to the V Blackwing now, so you can get the CT4-V Blackwing and also the CT5-V Blackwing. Those are the most powerful engine they're putting in those particular model. So today we've got the fastest Cadillac ever, so we gotta go see what's under the hood of this CT5-V Blackwing. Under the hood of this Cadillac CT5-V Blackwing, we can find a V8 6.2 liter supercharged and built by a single person with this signature on top of the engine. This is good for 668 horsepower and 659 foot-pounds of torque. This engine is matched a 6-speed manual transmission, or you can also have the option of the 10-speed automatic. Pretty powerful, not as powerful as the Escalade-V, but basically it's the same LT4. Pretty cool engine, so I'm gonna go on the road and test this Blackwing. All right, I'm gonna test the acceleration with the CT5-V Blackwing. Got 668 horsepower. It's a rear-wheel drive. I'm gonna put it in V mode. I'm gonna keep it in the wet because the condition here on the road are not the best. And we've got a ton of power, so let's test this. Peace. All right. You really need the best condition to do the best time. You got so much power put to the rear wheels. I didn't play this week with the race mode and all that. I keep the traction on. It's just a beast to keep it on the road. But still, in the best condition, you're able to do the 0 to 100 kilometers in about 3.6 seconds, 0 to 60 miles an hour, 3.4 around that. Quarter mile, it's good for 11.6 seconds. And a top speed of 322 kilometers an hour. That's good for 200 miles an hour. This is the fastest Cadillac ever built. It's such a beast. It's not a car for beginner, I could say. You need good tires, good condition, and also good skills. If you're not a skilled driver, don't touch like the race modes and all that. Just keep it, everything on. It's for your safety. All right, behind the wheel of the CT5-V Blackwing. It's no surprise. I really like this sedan. It's by far one of my favorite. I like everything about this car. You know, the color, the color of the wheels, the color of the interior, the sound of it, the engine, the way it drives. It's really one of the best sedan I drove in my life. You know, the power of the LT4, it's really something else. I really love that engine. Matched with a manual transmission, we've got the rev match and all that. It's a better experience, I think, than driving a Camaro ZL1 1LE, because we don't have that weird, you know, small windows and that weird vision. We've got a really good vision inside of this CT5, and also we've got the luxury and the style of Cadillac. For me, this Cadillac Blackwing, it's really a nice recipe from GM. It's all the best stuff they've got, but put inside of the Cadillac envelope. Maybe this is gonna break maybe the luxury of Cadillac, but I really like, you know, that platform, that Alpha platform, sharing that platform with the Camaro, the CT4 and all that. It's a really good platform. That engine, you know, even if it's shared with the old Corvette Z06, the Camaro ZL1, this one's an end build with only one guy. It's still a healthy 4. I really like that engine. I don't like when they put like a funky engine only for one model, like they used to do back in the day with the North Star engine. I like to have a good engine. It was been proven by other models before. So that's basically what we got under the hood. We got a really good manual transmission, a really hard clutch. It feels muscle car, you know. It doesn't feel luxurious. But I like these things. All those things is stuff I really dig. I really like. With the rev match, you know, I've got a lot of fun. Obviously, you can also choose for the 10-speed. Probably the 10-speed, it's a little quicker and maybe better on fuel economy. But the 6-speed with the rev match is so much fun. We've got a really nice exhaust note. It gets really aggressive with the V modes and all that. It's simply just perfect. It's one of those cars, you know, if you're a tuner just like me back in the day, you like to modify your intake, your exhaust, you know, play with the ECU and all that. It's one of those cars you're like, I don't need to do anything. I don't have to mess up anything with it. It's loud enough. It's good enough. Everything is good. I don't need to touch it. This is pretty much the experience you'll find inside of this CT5-V. Handling wise, amazing handling. Of course, this CT5-V Blackwing is only available with the rear wheel drive. There's no all-wheel drive. This is maybe the, you know, it's not really a weak point of this model, but obviously when you're looking at the BMW model or the AMG or the Audi, they're all-wheel drive. On a daily basis, on normal roads, M5 competition will be quicker because the all-wheel drive, it's always there. This can be quicker, but with the right driver, the right tires, the right condition and everything else. You know, when you've got the all-wheel drive system, you just floor it and it gives you the confidence. One thing about this Blackwing, you know, I wasn't expecting, you know, for me, I really like those big, you know, German sedan with the all-wheel drive, big power and all that. For me, before driving this car, I thought, you know, that was the weak point of the CT5-V Blackwing. But you know, after driving this car for a week, what I really like about this rear-wheel drive 668 horsepower manual car, you get to respect this car. It's not as easy as driving an AMG or an M model. You need to respect it. You need to be an advanced driver, you know, with the clutch, with the transmission, the way it drive, the way, you know, the rear end kind of slide. It's one of those cars. It's not easy. You're not able to push it and shift it to the red line all the time. You need the right condition and all that. You need to check, you know, the temperature of your tires. I like it because I'm not a beginner driver. I'm not a race car driver, but I like those things, and I like when it's difficult. If you like it when it's easy, you're gonna prefer like a M or AMG with the all-wheel drive. But if you're a little bit more advanced, you like to do some track times and stuff like that, you're gonna really like this one. Even if this car, it's kind of like built for the racetrack, it's still comfortable on the road. It's still a Cadillac. We've got an amazing suspension underneath this car. We've got the magnetic ride. You can adjust it with the V mode. Speaking of the V mode, we've got a big button on the steering wheel, so you can switch directly to your V mode, and you can preset all your V mode. So this week, you know, I played with my steering wheel, suspension, engine, brake feel, engine sound, and PTM. So this week my V mode was pretty much everything at the most, you know, sport mode, except the suspension. I've been leaving the suspension in Tour, so the Tour makes a good job if you have rougher roads, so you don't get beat up even if it's a hardcore, you know, Blackwing model. And speaking of the PTM modes, those are presets modes for the track. So you've got like a wet, dry, sport, race 1, race 2 and all that. You can change those modes with that new knob you can find on the steering wheel. I call it the Ferrari knob. It looks like something you'll find in a really high-end AMG model or Ferrari or something like that. So you can switch really quickly your PTM mode. This is really cool for this Blackwing model. On top of having a good suspension, we've got some good tires too. Michelin Pilot Sport 4S with some Brembos underneath, good braking power. The color of the caliper match the actual color of the key. This is pretty cool. So the calipers and the key are matching now. That was the same for the Escalade V. This is cool. Like those are little touches who makes the difference, I think. Exterior wise, it's not easy to tell. It's a Blackwing if you're not a car enthusiast. Front bumper is different. It's more aggressive. All those carbon parts are functional. So we got the front splitter, the ones on the side. We've got also one, surrounding the exhaust, and we've got also a big spoiler in the back. I really like that spoiler. It's like a duck spoiler, but a little bit higher, more aggressive. This is really how you can tell from far away it's a Blackwing, only with that spoiler. Unfortunately, this week, I'm not a big fan of big logos or like, look at me, I'm supercharged, or look at me, it's a Blackwing. But at least having a little something would be good for this model. I think, a little Blackwing under the V, or maybe a different color for the V, something really undercover, but something different. From my point of view, would have been good, only for us, the kids, the normal people to say, oh, this one's got a spatial logo, just like, Hellcat Red Eye's got the red eye, something different, because it's got that Blackwing, but just put maybe that spoiler and some couple of stuff on a normal CT5V, and you're gonna look like a Blackwing. So I think, from my point of view, this Blackwing should have something special to say it's a Blackwing. Now stepping inside of this V Blackwing, it's the same interior as a CT5V, but we've got some little difference, especially the colors and all that. This week we've got a really cool color team, a mix of like black and tan and white and all that. Those seats are amazing. They're really good looking, and also surprisingly they're comfortable. If you're a big guy like me, tall and large, you're gonna fit inside of those seats. You've got nice support, but also nice comfort. But so even if it's a Blackwing, you've got the comfort of Cadillac, so that's a big plus. From my point of view, you've got a spatial steering wheel, once again with spatial V button in the spatial mode changer. You've got a spatial V logo with some numbers on it, because those Blackwing are super limited. Screen wise and all that, it's basically the same as the CT5V Blackwing. You can go a little bit deeper into details of the screen in my previous review of the CT5V non-Blackwing, I could say. Even if this Blackwing is a hardcore kind of like race model, it's still practical. We've got plenty of space in the back for 2 person. 3, not the best scenario, I could say. The metal portion in the back, you've got that big step for the drive shaft, so it takes up a lot of space for that. We still have a decent amount of space in the trunk, not the biggest I could say in the industry, but still, it's still practical for this hardcore performance machine. Fuel economy wise, this week, not the best I could say. It takes up easily 18 liters per 100 kilometers. Maybe you can go down to 15, 14 if you do a lot of highway. Maybe it's because I've got the manual transmission and I'm playing a lot with my gears and the rev match, and I'm having fun this week, okay? I'm not doing any fuel economy tests. I'm just saying, this is the numbers you're gonna get if you're driving, with enthusiast in mind, I could say. But of course, if you're shopping in the same bracket as this car, the Germans are doing a little bit a better job with their V8 twin turbos. They were a bit better on fuel. I remember the BMW was better on fuel. The AMG, they always have their EQ stuff under the hood to help you save fuel. But I think, when you've got the LT4 and all that, you're not really paying attention to have the best fuel economy. This is like a limited edition performance machine for the track. So, of course, it's not really good on fuel economy. Price-wise, the CT5-V Blackwing starts at $90,448 Canadian, and the model I'm driving this week is just under $113,000 Canadian. From my point of view, this is a bargain. If you compare it to the M, the RS, the AMG and all that, usually for the same kind of car, same luxury, same kind of performance, we're looking at 140, 150,000. So this one's got more horsepower, louder exhaust. Of course, we don't have the all-wheel drive system and all that. But still, this one is pretty rare. So if you're able to get that machine at MSRP price, and you're digging this kind of cars, I think these are really one of the last high-performance gasoline Cadillac. These gonna keep their price. It's gonna be a good investment on the long term. So overall, I think it's really, really worth it. This car I'm driving this week, it's really the type of car I would buy. Maybe I wouldn't be able to drive it all year around, but still, I think most people who's gonna buy these type of cars, they have a truck for the winter time, or they're living down in south end of US, Florida, Texas, and all that. So from my point of view, it's really worth it. This car is almost perfect. It's really in the top 10 cars I love to drive. It's really in the top 3 sedan I drove in my life. Even I was in deep love with the M5 competition, but I think this has got the number 1 spot in my heart, just because we've got so much power, but still you still have to have the skills to drive it, the respect of the power, and the manual transmission and all that. It's just inside of the M5 competition, the all-wheel drive system gives you so much confidence. It becomes almost dangerous, I could say, and it removes a little bit of the skills of the driver. So this one, you still need your skills, you're playing with the gears and all that. I really love it. So let me know in the comments, what do you think about this CT5-V Blackwing? Do you think it's the best sedan on the road, the best high-performance sedan on the road, or you're more like you prefer your German products, or you're just like me, you like that American muscle aspect wrapped inside of a Cadillac? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and we gotta see each other on our next review.